heading for the sports animal, your afternoon drive. Number 2, Men On, Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Amory Castillo.
This is Two Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
Mike's hot.
It's Tuesday, Albuquerque. You know what that means? It means I'm about to gnaw down some tacos, y'all. That's my thing.
Baby.
Put one in my left hand, put the other one in my right hand, and put both those hands into my mouth to eat taco. I want a carnade taco. I want an asada taco. I want a chicky boy. I want a traditional beefy boy. And I want to put them between the creases of my fingers, and then I want to put them and go.
Yeah, roll them sleeves up, Bubba.
Carlos Tenorio with us. What's
up, Los?
Welcome.
Hey guys, how are you guys? How you doing?
Good. Carlos, known as the Sombrero Man, also the president of the Curse. Is that right? Did I get that job title right?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. President of the Curse, New Mexico.
All right. Is that up for re-election today, or is this like a Russia thing?
It's always up for re-election.
Okay.
It's always up for whoever wants to run. It's a very democratic board. We don't want to do a dictatorship because nothing good gets done under that.
I'll take things dictators say for 400, Alex.
When is Barron's graduation?
Yeah,
That's the question here.
Carlos's rule of terror is
The reign of
over,
terror.
sir.
Yeah.
It ends on
His
December 31st, 2024.
Shadow puppet government is at an end.
Isaiah Johnson back at the studio. He was telling us off air how emotionally distressed all the wags are of Aaron Hernandez and jiu-jitsu fighters.
Yes.
What upset the wife more? The jokes or the murders?
It's the hypocrisy.
The murders, perhaps, that she might be upset about?
The boys are at Rio Bravo Brewery. Let's go. You know, we're hanging out up until the time of the Isotopes game. Early start tonight for the Isotopes because of day game baseball tomorrow. 6p start. Josh Sushan will join us at 5:30. Then we hand this bad boy off to what will be a very fun sit-down interview between Josh Sushan and Pilo as they talk about the Isotopes and their upcoming whatevers. If you come down and hang out with the boys at Rio Bravo, we're giving away ticks. We got ticks to give away. So what do we do? We're clearing house on Isotopes tickets. Is that what I'm seeing, Van?
I have a stack of tickets.
Okay, some tickets.
For the May 7th. There's only May 7th. Is that correct?
All right, so
May 7th game.
What is that? So that's today. So there's no way.
Today.
There's no way it's today.
No way that's correct.
Yeah, because it's an away game.
May
today.
16th.
May 6th. There we go.
They put today's date on the front, as you can see here.
No, I cannot.
Which
That's
confused me.
Why don't you hand me one of the 100 of them that you have?
I don't want to get them out of order.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want to split up a family.
You're gonna shuffle
like Aaron Hernandez did.
Oh, God. May 16th. It's a Thursday night. It's a 6:35 start. So those are available to anyone who is interested.
Can you hear that noise, boys? That's my stack of Topes tickets.
It's against the Sugarland Space Cowboys as well. Got a AAA affiliate of the Houston Astros.
What are you doing? You trying to put over the opponent here?
No, I'm just saying. That's
Bobby
who
Heenan
it's
here?
against.
All right.
Gosh, what is? The surging Astros, which now have 12 wins on the season.
Not as many as my Oakland A's.
Oh God, it'd be like that. All right, Isaiah, catch us up. So a bunch of comedians told jokes, and then the widows of murderers got upset. Is that what happened?
Yes, I've heard that Aaron Hernandez's ex-wife is not happy at all about the jokes regarding her ex-husband.
That's it? That's the headline?
Okay.
Yep, that is the headline I saw.
Well,
as far as
I'm
Hernandez is
upset
concerned.
for her, but for different reasons. Wildly different reasons.
Is she more upset that those jokes killed or that Aaron Hernandez?
Oh.
Whoa, too
Whoa.
No, that's the right time.
soon? It's the right
That's
time.
not too soon.
No.
That was his thing.
No.
Yeah, that was his thing.
To murder.
Yes.
Him and O.J. Simpson, best buddies in the NFL.
I don't think they ever crossed paths.
Oh, they have a lot in common.
Aaron Hernandez was friends with Tim Tebow.
What else do they have in common?
Murder.
Yeah, okay, that one.
There you go. There you go. That's all they need to have
Oh,
in
okay,
common.
that's a big one though.
ZTE and murder.
You think Aaron Hernandez's ex-wife would be more upset at that he was like a closeted homosexual who murdered?
Not enough closeted gay jokes about Aaron Hernandez
That's
last
what
night.
I thought too.
All murder.
Now you said last night it was actually Sunday.
Well, I watched it
Sunday.
last night.
All right,
Yeah.
that's interesting. We were
Something tells me she's like in denial about those rumors.
what rumors?
The homosexual.
No,
rumors.
those are facts. That's why
To
the
us.
murder occurred. Maybe people have forgotten about the court case.
Mhm.
There was a trial.
There's a lot on the record.
Yeah.
A lot on the record.
He's the second best 81. I guess he's the first best because Randy Moss never won a Super Bowl.
He never won a Super Bowl. Nope.
Oh, that would suck, dude, to be so good and never win.
They kept bringing that up at the
Who's
roast
they?
as well.
These comedians?
These darn comedians.
Who?
They had
Who?
the same writer.
Who? Dan
What a-
Marino
yeah.
and Charles Barkley?
That's
Bring it up?
that's
Is that
a-
who brought it up?
That's a super good one.
That's a good one right there.
Here's how I think it goes in the world of entertainment. No, the most like above reprieve, untouchable, like you can make jokes about.
Yeah.
Rock stars. Number one, I think rock stars are at the top.
Of low-hanging fruit?
Yes, but of
Okay.
like impenetrable. Like if you're like, hey, this rock star.
Speaking of low-hanging, back to
Oh,
Aaron Hernandez.
nice.
Goodness,
Oh, yeah,
Aaron
that was a good-
Hernandez.
Well, speaking of low hanging fruit,
Uh-huh.
back to Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
rock star is
Yeah.
number one.
Uh-huh.
Put him at the
Wow.
top. Number two, I think movie stars.
Movie stars, sure.
Yeah,
Kim Kardashian got a good ribbing.
she did well.
Yeah, I thought
she
she
did
did good.
Number three, I think we're then on to professional athlete. I think that's the third best thing you can be.
To get roasted?
Yeah. Public eye. Public
Okay.
eye. Yeah.
Elected officials?
So they're lower. Like I would even put them below like comedians.
So now we're talking about like,
The hierarchy.
yeah.
Yeah.
like propaganda laws, really. We're talking libel.
That's what we're talking.
The stuff that we're saying about Aaron Hernandez, we can't just say about Carlos.
No,
Whoa,
no,
whoa,
no,
whoa.
no.
Because that would be libel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There'd be defamation right there.
Yes.
Might have to get my lawyers involved on that one.
You have a lawyer?
I would have to get a lawyer for that one.
So there's been a lawyer over at the University of New Mexico recently finalizing new contracts. Carlos, we said how we were talking about Coach Pitino's new deal.
Whoop, whoop.
And so that's how you feel?
That's how I feel. Big
Oh.
fan of Richard Pitino and
Okay.
what he's building at the University of New Mexico.
Well, no. He laid down a bunch of bricks and then other universities stole them. Like, you remember when he started building a team and then he said, everyone, look how good my team is. And everyone, like, this is when you're like walking in the hood with a nice pair of new shoes and somebody comes up to you and goes, hey, those 12s?
Yeah.
Let me get those.
Don't answer.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
answer.
Let me.
Don't answer what
Trying to-
size your shoes
Yeah,
are.
I'm
ever.
trying to get those.
Not as much roster turnover this offseason as we saw last offseason,
Only
obviously
more
with the Lobos.
significant.
Well,
Yeah, just
losing JT Toppin
Just the
obviously
best one.
is a big blow. Jamal Mashburn, also another big blow. But you keep Donovan Dent, you keep Nelly Jr. Joseph, you keep Mustafa Umzil, Braden Applehans comes back, and you get a few more transfers coming in. You know, compared to how other teams have, I mean, you look at San Diego State, they've lost, it seems like everybody this offseason. So if we're looking at comparing apples to apples here in the
Hey,
Mountain West,
I can tell you're a politician. You're doing whataboutisms. You're doing what about this other team? You're doing what about others? I don't care about others. I only care about the University of New Mexico Lobos and the failure of New Mexico State. Those are the only
big fan
things
of the
I
failure
care.
of
Yeah.
New Mexico State. Big fan of that.
But
Even
no.
though my buddy plays football for them,
So-
love you, buddy, but,
Hey, no.
but everyone's a Lobo.
I don't care at all about your friendships. I don't care about your interpersonal relationships. I don't care. Here's what I'm saying. If you're gonna pay a guy, what was our number? 1.4?
1.4 by
Let's
2028,
go. Good
2029.
If you
yeah,
hold on, wait, what is it next year?
that's real money
Next
for a
year
real
it'll
coach.
be 1.2 million
Pretty good.
for
bad.
Richard Pitino,
Not bad.
and that'll go up in subsequent amounts. 1.25, 1.3, 1.35, and it will finish with 1.4 million in the 28-29 season for Richard Pitino.
And then he goes to St. John's.
Well, hopefully he doesn't, but well, we shall see with that. Hopefully we continue to win more Mountain West titles, and he ends up staying like Bruce Dutcher again at San Diego State.
You're using weird words like more. You just mean like another one.
The one.
We
Yeah,
want
we
more.
have the one.
We have the one. We're going to get more.
Like
we
it-
want more.
Who is we?
The Lobos.
Oh,
Hey, my tuition goes to funding this university. This is a we thing now.
Well,
That's a good point.
Literally wearing
That's
a
good
Lobo
point.
shirt right now.
My Mountain.
That is who
it's
we
my
is.
Mountain West
Yeah.
Tournament Championship. I was there all 4 days in Las Vegas. That's before the last time I was on too.
you don't think the Mountain West got that money for that T-shirt?
I'm sure they did, but I'm sure UNM got a little bit more. But I'll tell you, those 4 days in Vegas for the Mountain West Tournament was
The
phenomenal.
best 4 days of your only 20-year-old
Of
life.
my
Yes,
young
we get
20
it.
years of life. One of the best 4 days.
God, what were my best 4 days? Oh, I know what they were.
Are you allowed to say them on air?
Yeah, no, I can 100% tell you. I know exactly what they are. It was when Madden 2003 released, Madden 2004 released, Madden 2005 released, and Madden 2006. Those were my best
There you go.
4 days under 20.
I'm glad you've developed more hobbies, like a well-rounded
Oh,
life.
God, dude, I'm
Madden 2006 is legendary.
It's the no 4 is legendary. The one with Mike Vick on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It was
Yeah.
a little unfair though, a little lopsided.
Yeah, well,
Just a little, yeah.
the game's always unfair if you're playing against me.
Oh. So is it like playing as Bo Jackson in Tecmo Bowl?
They called me COVID because I was so cold.
Oh.
In 2004, people called me.
Uh-huh.
They knew.
Uh-huh.
You knew what was coming.
They were like, "This guy's worse than a cold." It's COVID. Van.
Nice try. I
Thank
mean,
you.
I applaud the effort. I applaud the effort, but that one didn't hit.
Now swing and a miss. Strike 3.
What?
Also, who didn't hit? Ben Affleck. That was sad.
You're
You
going
guys
back to the roast?
Yeah, back to the roast.
I thought we'd moved on to
Somebody-
Patino.
Oh, dude, I got 3 hours of roast talk.
Oh,
it's a
my
shame
goodness.
we're only on until 5:45.
You want to wrap up the Patino thing first, or you want to go back right now? Like I'm.
All right, so my schizophrenic ADHD ass. You want me to
Okay.
stay on one topic, a
Well,
segment?
We gave
Are you
5
serious?
minutes. We gave 5 minutes to the roast, and then it's a tight
Okay.
show today. I was like, well, we'll do the rest on Patino.
All right. Sure.
So Eddie Nunez quits, right? So Eddie Nunez is out. Like we're not actually.
Yeah.
Patino can just walk out the front door. Is this how it works?
So pretty much, this come from the Albuquerque Journal. But if Eddie Nunez was to leave at any point during this contract, all of Richard Patino's buyout totals would be cut by 50% if Nunez was to no longer be the athletic director at UNM.
So what's his buyout currently? Like $1 million?
So his buyouts currently at the moment, if he was to leave, is $750,000 for
Steal. That's half.
next
That's
season.
50% of his salary.
$750,000 for 25-26, $500,000 for 26-27, $25,000 for 27-28, and zero if in 28-29. But if for whatever reason the Lobos win, they look like New Mexico State basketball did. God
Nice.
forbid that ever
I like
happens.
that. Yeah, I like
And he is to get fired. $5.3 million is what UNM would owe him next season.
How
Follow-
much?
$5.3 million if he was to be fired next
Dang,
season.
that's like Mendenhall leaving Virginia.
3.24 in 25-26, 1.8 in 26-27, and 700,000 if in 27 and 28, and the remainder of the base salary for contract year if in 28-29. He also got a pay raise and bonuses when it comes to the Mountain West tournament and Mountain West regular season. Incentives,
Okay.
yes. His in-season championship, if the Lobos win the Mountain West in-season, that has gone up from $10,000 to $25,000.
Needs to be more.
And if he wins the Mountain West tournament again next season, that goes from $10,000 up to $15,000.
Well, that's nothing when we're talking about millions, so I don't care.
Sure.
About
Yes,
Yeah.
that is a
That-
little
how about
dent in
this
the fender
incentive?
That's
right
just
there.
covering the bar tab after they win.
that. Yes. This should be the real incentive. The real incentive should be what bench guy can you get from the University of Texas at Austin?
Sure.
Like, what bench guy can you get? Like, how can we start to build this? That should be the incentive.
Oh, the assurances of the contract are UNM and Sports Venture and all these other local businesses will be buying players at this rate every year. We promise to invest this much into your roster every year. That's the assurance that I would want.
Well, and because you're talking about this thing we've talked about before, where you think you tier talent across the country.
Uh-huh.
So you put everyone into and I think you have to. Are you familiar with collusion?
Very.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you need to do, NCAA, is collude, and then say, hey, players at this position, this graduating year, this whatever, have this value. Everyone pay that amount in a. Are you familiar with monopolies or the FTC?
Well, as much as I love Albuquerque and northern New Mexico and this whole area of the country, I think it's magical. I never want to leave. This place is home.
Yeah.
It might cost a little extra to get a guy here in the middle of the American desert Southwest as opposed to Miami
You idiot.
or San Diego.
We have really good pro wrestling here.
Okay, good point. Put that in the contract, too. Each player makes an appearance at Duke City Championship
Yeah,
Wrestling.
That is part of
Yeah.
the NIL deal.
Mhm.
Face or heel, don't care. Just whichever one. You make your choice. All right, well, he's here. And you know what? We talked about the numbers. Really, it's the extension that matters because the money's not that much more.
No.
And then, Van and I we had not talked about this on air, but I guess we can now. The rumor we had heard was 1.5. We had heard he was going to leave for $1.5 million to go elsewhere.
Mhm.
So for him to stay by near $1.5 million and then stick around and say, "Hey, cool, I'm a everyone's a Lobo." Cool. Show me you can keep a guy around. If JT Toppin gets drafted this year, and I was completely wrong about all that, I'm also very pro JT Toppin. But
Go get the bag, son.
every time,
Go get it.
Yeah,
he
I
wasn't.
You can get it. Go get it.
I have an idea of his NIL money. It wasn't NBA money.
Mm-hmm.
So if he left for that reason, I'm super in. And if going into the transfer portal is just another step in declaring for the draft, then cool, everyone should take it. But with that said, keep your best players. That's it. Keep your best.
Pretty
players.
important keeping your best players.
No, for sure. And like I said earlier, with the loss of JT Toppin's obviously Mountain West, he should have been outright Mountain West Freshman of the Year. I don't know what coach voted against JT Toppin. It was Co. That's neither here nor there.
Well,
That's
probably the
subject
ones
for
he
a different day.
single-handedly beat in the tournament. Maybe
But-
those ones.
You lose JT Toppin, you lose Jamal Mashburn Jr. Jamal Baker Jr. I almost said retires, but he graduates.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's been playing forever. Great player, though. Don't get me wrong. But, you lose those guys. But, bring up San Diego State again. They lost Lamont Butler. They've lost Sanders. It's complete meltdown. I love seeing San Diego State fans melt down on Twitter. It's one of my favorite
No,
things.
there aren't as many as they claim there
It is gorgeous.
The only time San Diego State has fans is when they're doing well in the tournament and they want fans around the country want to see them upset like a blue blood like program.
Yeah.
That's the only time they have fans.
Other than that, you don't see much.
The Mountain West
super small arena there too
No,
in San Diego State. Super small.
the Mountain West does not have the fan base that it thinks it has until it's up against like a big blue blood program. Then the nation is like, yeah, we love scrappy, forgot about time zone. Like we love that, but no.
I would prefer being the hated one. I would like for people to root against the Lobos nationally.
Oh yeah,
because they're
I
so
want to
good.
get to that point.
And we got Coach Richard Pitino, and we get all the best people from the area, and we keep plucking good players from other programs, and people hate us for it.
Instead
Not
of
the like, oh, lovable Lobos, woof, woof, woof.
Yeah.
I like that.
well, I got a guy from Colorado State for a weekend. Like not that stuff. Like that stuff's got to stop.
They got cool hand signals. Look, it looks like a wolf when they do it. That's neat.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
too sweet, just like Kevin Nash. That's what it is. Well, Patino's here. He's here to stay, which is super cool for him. You're going to try to read that on air. Don't try to show me
Oh
a
no,
text.
I'm showing it.
Welcome
I'm
to
showing you
radio.
as well. But I'm looking. I just pulled comparing it to Bronco Mendenhall's contract.
Yeah.
Bronco Mendenhall 5-year contract with the Lobos, $6 million total, $1.2 million. So he is now making more than Bronco Mendenhall. Obviously,
Well, it's a basketball school.
it's a basketball school. Bronco Mendenhall is going to do a lot of good stuff. I feel like for UNM as well. He has a
Why?
lot-
Why do you feel that way?
he's a local guy, not as much as Danny Gonzalez was, right? But having talked with players that I know and may or may not have been roommates with at UNM, they seem to be bought in there with Coach Mendenhall and what he's trying to build there at UNM, which is very exciting. He has a lot more incentives than Richard Pitino does, that's for sure. I think it's easier when you're a football coach to have more incentives because there's more stuff. You have
It's all about
bowl
ticket
games,
sales over
yeah.
there, like which don't happen. I've been. Van and I have been to. How long have I been in town now, Van? 6 years.
Yeah.
Van and I have been to Lobo football game where it's fronts to backs and you can't walk through, and it's cool that we're playing New Mexico State. And we have been to Lobo game where
Now, hold
players on the field can hear our conversations from the seats.
The opening game and New Mexico State.
Those are the two
That's
things.
usually
Don't
how
sell
it
them
is, yeah.
short. Okay.
Yeah, those you're correct. And if Bronco Mendenhall is able to draw half capacity, and that's a big if for me. Bronco Mendenhall is the most successful dude to ever do it. I don't care if
for
they
sure.
win.
Mhm.
I don't care if they. I'd like to see some completed passes. We just watched a 3-hour roast of Tom Brady, and every joke was about how he just throws slant routes. Also, every joke was the exact same throughout the course
It's the
of that.
same joke.
There's 3 jokes, I guess. He's so untouchable that there's
Yeah.
only 3 jokes.
Yeah, I mean, what can you really make fun of besides his personal life?
Yeah, your wife,
Yeah, your wife.
your ex-wife,
Yeah.
you're a cheater,
Yeah.
you're too handsome.
And you're gay for your trainer. That was a big one. There's a lot of those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
touche.
Yeah.
There was a lot.
A lot
that
of
one.
those.
Which, by the way, I don't hate.
Yeah. Tom Brady got it pretty bad for his family stuff. Some really good jokes. But I think all in all, who got it the worst was Dana White. The best zingers all day were all Dana White.
Deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Not the best human being.
And then, we've been like, I don't know, not to be that guy, but like we have sat down face to face with a lot of the individuals who are on that TV, and you're like, this whole thing is just pretend. Like all of this existence. Like there are people in that room that I know personally. And I'm like, that's a good person. Why are you associating? Like, why are you hanging out with? Like there are people you should not be with in these situations. But then if you're not, then you're like
You're on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're an outsider.
so it's you just, I don't know, forget morals, I guess. They don't matter. Do whatever you want.
Not when you're trying to be famous, Fred.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You're going to sell out. I mean, do it for reals.
I think Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura's run is over.
That was a big whiff.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah. It was bad.
The shtick is dead. So we were at the Super Bowl when they caught legit heat from the NFL and Pat McAfee, who's got a lot of sway,
Yeah.
for messing with the Pat McAfee show.
I'm trying to hijack the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this might have been the one to where there's too many of them against you now.
Yeah.
If the 2 of those guys have done any Disney-related programs since then, I don't know about it. I haven't seen it.
I would doubt.
Yeah, but I believe that they will now from the system be removed. That was my big takeaway.
It's just a bummer adjacent because Tom Segura's got some really good stand-up out there.
He had a good podcast.
He hitched his wagon and leaned hard into the Bert Kreischer thing, and they've had whiff after whiff.
Got one joke. I've seen the one joke.
Yeah, it's a good joke. The one.
There's a way to have one joke and do it over. Norm Macdonald had one joke. Did it a million different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Old boy, what's the old boy's name who I used to smoke?
Are you trying to do
Mitch
Mitch Hedberg right
Mitch
now?
Hedberg.
So
Okay.
Mitch Hedberg had one joke. He did a bunch of different ways. Chevy Chase, one joke, did a bunch of different ways.
Also bad human, but
Yeah, it was also bad humor.
also
Yeah.
bad human.
But there's ways to do that thing. That's not Bert Kreischer. No.
No, he pops his top off and talks about alcoholism.
Wah, wah.
At least I keep my shirt on.
Yeah. I pop a top off of a Bud Light and
Another
talk
one.
about alcoholism. When we get back from the break, the world of the NFL. Also, let me reach out to Mexico United because I thought they'd be here by now.
Okay.
And we were stalling. 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Ron Patel joining us at 4:45. He's the president of the New Mexico United. We will talk about the Open Cup. That is tomorrow night. I'm going to go to that, Van.
I can't wait to see you there.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm off tomorrow, like a little programming note. I'm off tomorrow doing closing on a house.
You are.
Yeah,
Congratulations, my friends.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah. So what I'm really asking is, you guys available Saturday? I need to move some furniture. You guys.
It's Meow Wolf night that night. No.
During the day though.
I'll be tailgating.
Yeah. Well, you're 20.
Yeah,
we could just.
I'll be on the grill. That's what I'll be on the grill. Yeah.
On one end of my grill, helping me move it to my new place. That's pretty sweet of you guys.
No worries there, Fred.
Is there an age when you stop moving your own stuff? Like, am I there? Is 39 the age?
Yes.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Like, is this my last one, or do I give up and call someone?
I'm a DIY guy, like just about everything that I could possibly.
100% the same.
Any task I could do, I don't like to outsource. So I will probably move forever. As long as I have the physical capacity to move my own stuff, I will move my own stuff.
The only thing I'm willing to pay for is dental care from Scott Isham over in Isham
Smart
Dental,
move.
because I cannot do my own dentistry.
Right. Not well.
Yeah,
you can. Yeah. Just not recommended.
I don't legally know the rules on that.
Like, legally you can't operate on yourself?
I'm going to say there's probably a law somewhere that says even to perform surgery upon yourself, you need a license. I don't know if that's accurate. Now, also, when I used to run the Boys and Girls Club, I had to sign an affidavit or a rules thing one time because I got in trouble for taking a credit card and getting a splinter out of a kid's hand because they said that was surgery. And
removing a splinter was by the state law of that state I was in at the time, Illinois. Okay.
That I performed surgery on a member, and that is not allowed.
You know what else isn't allowed? Allowing children to get infected splinters and making them go to the hospital. It's a lose-lose situation you're in.
All right,
that's a serious catch-22 there.
Carlos Titorio joining us on the program today. He is the president of the Curse. And what did you just find out about?
Self-surgery is the act of performing a surgical procedure on.
Is this Webster?
Wikipedia.
Oh, okay.
It can be an act to take in extreme circumstances out of necessity.
We need legality here.
Legally, New
Mexico.
Mexico.
We're not talking about cutting our own leg off because we're stuck in the desert under a rock.
Well, there's no law saying you can't.
I think there is.
Yeah, I think there's a few.
There's got to be a few.
There's multiple.
Is self-surgery legal?
That's what I'm asking. My gut reaction is,
in most states, you cannot find a law specifically saying it is illegal.
Precedent.
From a live on-air Google search.
Yeah, we need standing is what we need.
505-246-0610. Self-surgery lawyers out there.
Please and thank you.
Let us know on air if need be.
Yeah, we need that same lawyer that represents whoever in the front row of the Tom Brady roast got hit in the eye with glass from Rob Gronkowski spiking a shot glass or whatever that was.
Yeah.
That's what we need, that lawyer.
Not a smart move.
No.
Look, Glass Gallagher up there up front didn't warn people that watermelons were going to go all over the place. They weren't well protected for his antics. I would sue him.
It's the same guy that smashed Steve Harvey's Lego piece on, I think it was on New Year's Eve a few years ago.
That was sweet when that happened.
Poor Steve Harvey. The look on his face.
The goggles, they do nothing. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Ten minutes away from Ron Patel joining us on the program. He's the president of the New Mexico United. We're going to talk about the Open Cup tomorrow night. They're playing Real Salt Lake. Real Salt Lake.
Oh, the real one?
Real.
The what?
Real.
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 Royal Salt Lake.
How do you spell real?
REAL. The same way you say
Oh.
Real. It's a stupid name. The MLS is stupid.
There we go.
I will die on that hill.
So wait, hold on. Why did you say MLS?
The MLS sucks.
This is an MLS team,
Yes.
and they're playing the New Mexico United in
Yeah.
New Mexico.
Correct. Yes. The
And this
US
is
Open
the
Cup.
first time in the history this has ever happened.
First time we're ever hosting an MLS team in beautiful Albuquerque, New Mexico.
So
We've
Messi
played them before. We've
Messi
played
big
MLS
deal?
teams. Messi will not enter Miami. Too much of cowards to enter the tournament. Messi can't handle the environment of Isotopes Park.
They won't enter Miami, the tournament?
They won't enter Miami into the tournament.
Bummer.
MLS sucks.
Who's they?
MLS.
Okay.
Yeah. Major League Soccer pulled most of their teams from the U.S. Open Cup.
Because they're profitable for the first time in the history of the existence of the league. And
They said it was too congested of a schedule and then proceeded to schedule hundreds of friendlies against international opponents
to make
instead.
money.
They can make money in the U.S. They win the U.S. Open Cup every year.
And,
They-
and
then they go to
does?
yeah.
Who
they've-
won it last year?
Last year I cannot.
I
It
think
was.
the United won it.
I wish New Mexico United won because if New Mexico United wins, we go on to the
The
CONCACAF
MLS.
Nations League, Champions League.
Yeah, when do we get drafted to MLS? That's the question.
That's a question for Ron Patel, not me.
Yeah.
I have my
Ah.
opinions on MLS.
So wait, you instantly have to stop hating the MLS.
I don't have to. I could still support United and hate MLS. I'm a big Oakland A's fan. I hate Major League Baseball.
Why did you pick the worst?
What did they
baseball
do?
one?
Major League Baseball. Oh my god. My mom's from the Bay Area.
Okay.
I grew up a Raider fan, an A's
Okay.
fan, Warriors,
Did
San
you
Jose
used to
Sharks.
date Rob Manfred? Like, what's the issue here?
No, Rob Manfred wants to move my beloved A's from
You
Oakland.
think that's
and,
Rob?
him and John Fisher and
All right,
Dave
there
Cavill.
you go.
There
Those
you go.
names are the
Yep.
names.
John Fisher, Dave Cavill, and Rob Manfred meddling in all of it.
Rob Manfred is the one telling Las Vegas to claim they don't want him, so that these billionaires have to sweeten the deal to the city, which, by the way, I love, because
Sure.
no public funds for your highest level team.
I 100% agree. You look at what's going on in Kansas City right now, too, with that.
Yeah.
Where Kansas, the Chiefs owner, who it's ironically the U.S. Open Cup's named after his dad, Lamar Hunt.
Yeah.
He's threatening relocation of the Chiefs. I doubt it's going to happen. Who would want to relocate the Kansas City Chiefs?
Well, hold on.
As a Raider fan, I'd be happy with that.
The Royals just relocated.
The Royals did not relocate. Yet.
It's just called a road trip, Fred. They relocated for 3 or 4 games, then they go back to their hometown.
They have a new stadium, is what I'm saying.
Oh, that's
Yes,
cool.
yeah, they should be getting a new stadium in downtown Kansas City. Will it happen now that the public fund vote didn't go through? I still hope so, but owners suck.
There's a certain number of money where you're not allowed to ask for money.
If you're a billionaire like John
Billion
Fisher,
is it. Billion is
That's
the number.
one.
That's the number.
That's the best one.
billion, nice round number.
The worst owner in football is this guy named Jerry Jones. The best owner in football is this guy named Jerry Jones.
Oh,
Jerry Jones
Hard
makes
to agree.
more money than everyone else because he did what? Built his own stadium and bought the land and then bought the catering company and then bought the trash service.
he owns
and then
everything.
Bought every parking lot
Yep.
and then created incentive to build a brand new baseball stadium only 20 years after the previous baseball stadium was built to bring more people to that area to spend more money at the restaurants that he owns. He's the mob.
It's smart what he's doing. I mean, Stan Kroenke as well, the owner of the Los
I
Angeles.
swear to God, I'll fight you.
I'm an Arsenal fan. He's done a lot of good stuff for Arsenal
The
this
greatest.
season.
You're talking about the greatest owner in all of sports, Stan Kroenke.
Stan Kroenke.
Every single organization he touches is a winner.
He's
His-
except the
he's the-
Colorado
the King
Rapids.
Midas.
His face is punchable.
Soon.
Oh, very, very.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. As an Arsenal fan, there many times
I
that
want
I
to
was
take.
very upset
I
with
want to
Stan
take
Kroenke.
my hand and I want to take my thumb and my pinky finger and my ring finger and fold them into a fist, but leave my other 2 fingers like a peace sign, and then I want to bend that forward and poke him in both eyes simultaneously.
We need Arsenal to
Good
win the
move,
Premier League.
Mo.
Then you can do that.
So Fred, I actually did not know that. So Jerry built a baseball stadium to attract people, and then bought all the restaurants in the area. Is that what
So
you're saying?
the baseball part is he doesn't own that part. So that
Okay.
was pressure to the Rangers and the city of Arlington
To build an indoor
to-
facility.
Yeah, to construct another one. And then as far as the real estate, he's got his hand in like all of it. So it's like every strip mall, it's like every parking lot. It's like this is no punchline here. Literally owns the trash company that services all these places, owns the catering companies that, like, you know how OVG operates Isotopes Park in the Rio Rancho Event Center?
Sure.
There's Jerry Jones
Enterprises.
G or whatever. Yeah, like he's you know how Jay-Z's a businessman?
Oh,
Jerry Jones is the business man.
There you go.
He is the business. And don't forget, there's another stadium in there too. Arlington Renegades play there at the USFL.
And the rugby team plays
there. The
there.
rugby team, North Texas SC, former club of New Mexico United head coach Eric Quill, playing USL League One.
Who didn't know? It's the
Or
most
their MLS next
populated and best sports spot in the entire country. That little 2-block radius of Arlington.
It's
Carlos,
amazing.
You know so much about minor league sports in the Dallas and surrounding areas. Where did this come from?
Hey, Carlos is like, Van, when you're a fan of the Dallas Dames, like I am, the official roller derby team of Dallas, Texas, you know for a fact that's you, Carlos. That's 100% you.
What do you call Rain Man when he's from the desert? It doesn't rain here.
That's a super good one.
Dust Devil Man.
There you go.
Dust Devil Man.
Yeah. Sandy Man.
Sandy Man.
When we get back from the break, Ron Patel of your New Mexico United. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
sports animal.
Mike's hot.
Welcome to the program, Ron Patel. Welcome to Two Men On right here on the Sports Channel, friend of the show Hotline. And Ron thinks we brought him on to talk about the Open Cup. But really, I want to figure out a way to where we can bring pro wrestling style signs into the world of soccer. I feel like that'll be really cool. Ron, welcome to the show.
You know, I told my wife I'm going to be talking to Fred and Van, and they're going to bring up wrestling the first sentence. And you sure did. I appreciate it.
Hey, don't you they us? That's Fred. That's Fred exclusive.
I just have so many MLS puns I feel like I could put on poster board.
If it had been me, I would have brought up something about The Wire.
Carlos Tenorio joining us as well, who
Hey,
is
Ron.
the president of the Curse. We're talking soccer today. Big one tomorrow. Thank you, Van. Big one tomorrow for the United as they face Real Salt Lake. Ron, give us the preview.
You know what? It's the first time an MLS team has ever played a team from New Mexico in New Mexico.
Let's
so
go.
it's history. And, there'll be 5,000 or 6,000 New Mexicans tomorrow night experiencing history on a Wednesday night. And they're a good team, guys. They are near the top of the standings of the MLS. They have a Colombian striker who has the most goals in the MLS. That means more goals scored than Lionel Messi this season. They're good. And but you know what? We've kind of had a magic about us in the Open Cup, and we've got a magic about us this season. So who knows what happens? That's why we play the game, right?
And let's talk about that magic. You haven't been home a lot, and you're playing like you're home every single match. That's a fantastic start, playing this well and knocking out all those road matches early.
Yeah, it's been great to see. And like it's been games that like in years past we've lost or tied. As you know, in soccer, you can tie in the regular season. But it's games in the past that we've lost or tied that we're winning now. And, Quill ball is alive and well in the land of enchantment. Coach Eric Quill is doing an incredible job in I think, in the mentality of the players. And they have this killer instinct. And, he challenged him at the beginning of the year. So we got 2 goals, right? We wanted to win the USL Championship. We also want to be the first USL team to ever win the US Open Cup. And it's all right there in front of us right now.
Ron, I can't wait to be at the lab tomorrow. I'll be on the field capoing tomorrow. Can't wait for that.
Nice.
Compared to, obviously, we've played MLS teams before, and, we've had great triumphant victories, and we spent a pleasant evening in Minnesota together, you and I.
A lot of wheeze here.
Ago.
A lot of wheeze here.
We have. Ron and I have gone
Yeah.
through a lot together in this Open Cup journey. Where would you rate this match going into it and the historic level of our Open Cup compared to those other MLS matches?
It's, as you know, Carlos, it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat the quarterfinals on the road when we chartered a 747 jet to Minnesota. But the fact that this is a home game, the fact that, MLS is coming to our house, and you know what we're like as New Mexicans. When people come into our house and try to disrespect us, It doesn't end well. And I just kind of hope that they're going to feel like. It's a midweek game. We only found out about it 2 weeks ago, so that's why you won't see like the usual 10, 12,000 there tomorrow night. But the 5,000 or 6,000 fans that are going to be there are going to sound like 10 or 12,000. And I think there's going to be this like immense passion that's going to shine through, and I think they're going to feel the pressure. And again, sometimes MLS teams don't take USL teams seriously, so who knows if they don't start all their starters. And if they don't take us seriously, I think they'll be in for a surprise.
Ron Patel joining us on the program. He is New Mexico United. So help us a little bit understand, Ron, exactly what the Open Cup is. Explain it like I'm 5. Like, why did you not only know until a couple weeks ago? And why should the fan base of not just this program, but the New Mexico United get excited about it?
Yeah, I appreciate the question because it really is one of the coolest things in sports. I mean, we all love March Madness, right? College basketball.
I've heard of that one.
This is the soccer equivalent of March Madness. But instead of happening at the end of the season, it happens concurrently with the season. So you win, you move on, you lose, and you're out. And it's a tournament that determines the best team in America. So the 3 of us could go down to a local bar, pick 20 people, pay the $100 in the fall, and try to qualify for this tournament. And then there's teams at all levels of amateur and professional. And in the United States, there's 3 divisions of professional soccer. And then there's MLS being the first, USL being the second, and there's a couple leagues that are in 3rd division. And then you've got 4th division, which is like this whole smorgasbord of different amateur leagues. And then you've got Sunday league, people that go out to Bernalillo and play with men's teams. Someone from New Mexico, if they wanted to, could put together a team and go do that. Last year, we got to play a team from Las Cruces. that was, I would say, more organized than a Sunday League team, and great people to work with. And we played them in the Open Cup. And then next thing you know, we're playing Austin FC, who's owned by Matthew McConaughey, in their stadium in Austin. So it's a really cool tournament.
Tell the friends of the show why Salt Lake City is the El Paso of the Southwest. Why should we hate them just a sprinkle extra?
I love that.
Why are you going to come into our house and not take us seriously?
Boom.
And if they come in and not take us seriously, I think they're in for a rude awakening. I don't think they expect not just what happens on the field, but the passion of our people off the field. And when they get into town, they'll be kind of cruising. Oh, we're playing a USL team. This could be kind of simple, but like the office where I'm standing right now, I'm looking at a picture of when we beat FC Dallas in 2019, and I'm looking at a picture of when we beat the Colorado Rapids that same year. So
Sweet.
We're 2-2 against MLS teams, all of them on the road. So we've won in Colorado, we won in Dallas, we lost in Minnesota, and we lost in Austin. So we're 500 against MLS teams, but we've never done it at home, and I think the crowd could be the edge, the X factor.
Tickets available through all the traditional New Mexico United ticket outlets. Obviously, if you're going to go I say this every time, there's only 90 minutes of soccer when you go to a soccer game.
Sure.
I don't know, overtime, extra time, I don't care about any of that. There's only 90 minutes. Go to the pro shop before, get your gear before, get to your seat when there's a kickoff, because that's a big deal. That's a big difference maker. And sit there for 90 minutes and enjoy this thing. That's what you have to do. Ron, give me one more first-timer tip. What is something you feel is a flub for the fan that's going to, for their first time tomorrow, see a New Mexico United game?
Yeah, and maybe if I could just speak to the ones that haven't got their ticket yet, it doesn't matter if you don't like soccer. Like, this is so much bigger than soccer. Any game that we play is bigger than soccer, but this one in particular, this is about New Mexico versus the rest of the country.
Boom.
And so many people underestimate New Mexico. So many people think, what's there other than Breaking Bad? And you know what? There's a whole lot of beauty here. And we're going to showcase that on the field and in the stands tomorrow. And we need every New Mexican possible there cheering for New Mexico as we try to be the underdog and come away victorious.
I think what I heard you say, Fred, was make sure you get your Teller vodka products.
That's what I heard
before kickoff, and then sit down.
100%.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
The merchandise lines are long, so that is a good pro tip. Stop by the team shop in Ville Pryor to get your black and yellow merch to wear tomorrow night.
Boom.
We'll be wearing our beautiful black and yellow Meow Wolf kits, and we'll be quote unquote welcoming the MLS to the lab.
Oh, I like that a lot. Okay, last one from me, because we're up against it a little bit. So the United win tomorrow. What happens next?
Yeah, so if we win tomorrow, we will face in this round of the tournament. We know the other matchup we would face the winner of, where the last round we didn't. It was a random draw. So this time, if we win tomorrow, we'll face the winner of New York City FC's 2 team, which is like their reserve team.
Okay.
They didn't want to put their first team in. That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, I agree.
Against the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, who is also in the USL. So we will be playing the winner of that game.
So you're telling me Long Island sent their team, not even like New York.
Like pretty much.
Exactly. So we'll be either traveling to New York or Colorado Springs. There's no ability to host the next round. I think we're on the road. So.
Oh, okay. Now we know. New Mexico United tomorrow. What time's kickoff?
Kickoff is at 7 p.m., which means gates are at 6.
Okay, sounds perfect.
Let's go.
Ron Patel, thank you so much, brother.
Somos Unidos, Ron.
See you guys tomorrow.
I like that. Good finish.
Somos Unidos.
What a dude. You remember whenever Ron wasn't the president and he was there 20 out of 20? You want to kill that day?
Thanks,
he was there 20 out of 24 hours a day, working super hard and trying. And we were like, I'm like, bro, you're working like you're the president. And then he was like, I will appear magically in the middle of this ring as the president. I haven't talked to Honor. Well, I guess personally I have, but I haven't had a professional conversation with Peter Trevisani since the handoff.
Yeah.
Like the only texts I have with him are about like, LFG and WTG. Like what else what else is there to say? I guess just a lowly boring owner now.
He was at the Bruins game the other night, actually.
Why do you know so much about hockey, dude?
I'm a big hockey fan.
Why?
I love hockey. I
It's
love
the
my
worst
Sharks.
one.
It's amazing. I love it. My first time ever doing live play-by-play was a hockey game, UNM club hockey. So that's why I'm a big fan of hockey. Fell in love with
Do
it.
club sports count as a first time?
You know what? There's a, it's on YouTube. It's
Uh.
there for people to listen to. People tuned into the game. We had about 100 people tune into that.
All your friends and family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
was-
ninos, my ninas, my primos, my primas.
Oh,
Everybody.
Hito, you did so good.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And
And then at the end, they say, what is hockey?
what is hockey? Yeah, no. But my San Jose Sharks got the #1 overall pick.
Who is, again, with the my? What's the possessive?
I buy merchandise from these guys.
Is the
Yeah.
draft today for the hockey?
No, it was the draft lottery today. The draft will be later in the year.
What are you going on about?
Is there some big prize in the #1 pick, like some
Yes.
no doubt guy?
Yes.
Bronny there?
Let's hope this guy from Boston College, the University of Boston.
There's
Sorry,
only
Boston
two
College fans.
colleges for hockey.
Denver and Boston.
Three. I think Minnesota's there.
Minnesota's really good too.
Yeah.
So is Michigan. Michigan has a good program.
No, they had one guy who picked up the puck off the ice and put it in behind the goalie. That's the only thing I know about Michigan.
Okay.
Notre Dame. Notre Dame has. a
They
good
do
one.
hockey?
So does Arizona State, ironically.
He took the ring off my finger. That's all I know of hockey.
Okay.
It's from that movie, The Miracle. The Miracle.
Oh, I know the ending.
Do you believe in miracles?
Yes.
I didn't watch it.
Great movie.
Just like I didn't watch Titanic.
Oh.
I know what happens.
We win. The Americans
happens.
take down the communists.
No one won.
No, the
Titanic.
iceberg one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Sad ending.
at that time, it was actually a slow demise after that.
Yeah.
It's 2 men on. Isham Diddle soundbite of the day whenever we get back. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The sports animal.
Clear.
also going to do
and
prize
Fred
picks
Slow.
right after Isham Diddle.
And in the on-deck circle, Amory Castillo.
This is Two Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
Mike's hot.
We're tight on time because we're off the air at 5:45. Carlos Tenorio joining us. He's the president of the Curse. We're tight on time, so we're going to do a little 2-for-1 in this segment. So
All right.
We're going to do the Isham Diddle soundbite of the day. We're going to do that right now, and it's very good. And then we're going to effortlessly, Isaiah, we're going to transition, not like a British darts star who forfeited a match because they refused to play against a man who became a woman, which we probably will save till tomorrow. But we're going to transition into our prize picks because your boy's on a 5-game win streak. It's the Isham Diddle soundbite of the day.
And he's busting it down the line. So he's at top speed, full speed. And he goes out and sticks that leg out, and he's essentially landing on top of that. It's good. Yeah, you can see that. The toe on the front of the bag and the heel just kind of sank right into the.
So that soundbite is from your Oakland Athletics, Carlos, and this is one of the worst and most freak injuries you can have on a baseball diamond. And help me with this guy's name.
Hernandez, Darryl Hernandez.
So he goes on like a full hustle stretch play to first
Oh.
base, but he catches the front of the bag. Boop. It hyperextends the knee back, and then as the knee goes back, he goes down. And I'm going to say this, boys. Don't leg out an automatic out.
Oh,
If
Fred.
you're
boys.
you're grounding out to the opposite side infield, don't hustle down to first. There's no reward. Even if the throw is bad and it misses, you'll make it on a jog. Don't chance hurting yourself.
Also, warn the guy who's had multiple knee surgeries that you're going to show a knee injury.
So have I.
Good Lord, boys.
Darryl Hernandez got a chance to talk with him last year when he was in the minor leagues with Las Vegas with the Aviators. Great guys from El Paso.
Yeah.
Just a hustler.
Boo.
And that I know.
The city,
But
not him.
The city, not him. But that play does surprise me. He's a hustler.
Don't
even on
reach-
the infield.
Don't reach
But-
on your
oh,
last
man.
step.
Oh man.
Anyone who's like, you know what I think I'll do? I think I'll use my ACL to pole vault. That's the most disgusting thing that I've ever seen. It's the Isham Diddle soundbite of the day, 505-881-0422, or go to ishamdiddleabq.com where you can go see Scott yourself, and he'll put the fingers that he put in my mouth into your mouth, and then you will have the beautiful grill that I currently have.
He will wash his hands. He will put on new gloves.
I sure hope
It's
so.
not directly mouth to mouth.
Isaiah, you went and saw Scott Isham over at Isham Diddle.
Yeah, I actually scheduled an appointment with him tomorrow morning.
Oh,
I get to go see
right.
Mr. Scott.
And you're going to get your mouth fingered.
There's your soundbite of the day. That's your soundbite of the day.
I mean, free exam and x-rays. All you have to do is sign up on ishamdiddleabq.com. Medicare A and B, all the insurance providers. That's your dude. And again, cannot stress this. My mouth and your mouth will become dentist brothers, Eskimo dentist brothers.
Goodness
Carlos.
gracious.
Is that what you want?
All the more reason to sign up. Also, friends of the show, you're driving around, you just got off work. Let me reward you
Yeah.
for a hard day's work. Come down to Rio Bravo Brewing Company. We got a stack of Isotopes tickets for what is this, May 16th, Thursday, May 16th. Come get some ticks.
I like that.
Yep, still got them. You hear them?
Is that a 6:35 first pitch, I believe, against Sugarland Space Cowboys?
Some people call them that.
Some of people call him Maurice.
Maurice.
So speaking of
You know
things
why?
we can give you a $100 matching deposit in your prize pick. Sam.
Yo, I'm in.
You want to submit a lineup, we'll submit one with you up to $100. But as we've told everyone who listens, all the friends of the show, we encourage you, only deposit $69.69.
It's funnier.
Yeah, it's funnier.
You're
And then-
you're wasting a couple bucks,
Yeah.
but it's funny.
It's funnier.
Yeah.
And we'll match you. Also, listen to us on our prize picks. We're currently on a 5-game winner streak. We're on a heater right
Yeah.
now. Okay. So here's what we're playing today. because we've been on such a streak, I went for the gusto, boys.
Oh God, you doubling down?
I went for the gusto.
You're doing a little 6-roundy boy.
So I have 2 roundies. One's a 6er and one is a 3Z. Okay, so our 3Z is we're taking in a lineup. Derek White
Like that
more
one.
than 12.5.
That's the taco for today.
Luka Doncic less than 3.5 3-pointers made.
Oh,
Dangerous. Flirting with fire there.
Also, I had Jared Allen, but he's DMP tonight, so that's going to mess up that one.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, and then I had a 5er as well. Keep in mind, I am straight heat right now.
You're dialed in, buddy.
Okay.
You're dialed in.
Shohei more than 9.5 hitter fantasy score. I took the under, which hit in the White Sox and the Tampa Bay first inning. So that one's already good.
Excellent.
So take less on that. Also in Colorado, San Francisco, I took less in first inning runs. And here's my plan on this.
Okay.
The White Sox and Colorado both suck more than any professional teams ever.
Well, hold on. My Astros are in the conversation. They're awful.
But at least they have 12.
Okay.
my A's have 17. Just saying.
Randy Arozarena more than 7 on his hitter fantasy score because he's on the comeback.
Okay.
And then lastly, I took the less on Jose Buto and Miles Mikolas in the Mets and the Cardinals because I believe no one will score there either. So continue me down as I just rip heaters.
All right. If you want to run baseball with me today, friends
Yeah.
of the show,
Go ahead.
I already got a little green bar from Corey Seager. He's already got more than 1.5 total bases.
Don't
Okay.
remind me of that second inning today.
I
That was awful.
already got a green bar from Jose Ramirez, who already has more than 7.5 hitter fantasy score. And to complete this bad boy, we got Kyle Tucker, KT, King Tuck, more than 1.5 hits, runs, or ribbies this evening. Christopher Morrill, who's one of the hottest hitters in baseball.
Moral.
This one is a demon, boys. A little harder to hit, but I'm liking it today. More than 2.5 hits, run, ribbies.
Ooh.
Lamonte Wade Jr. needs 1 single solitary hit. Freddie Freeman. This one's a goblin, a little easier to hit. 1.5 hit, runs, ribbies. I got 2 down, 4 to go, boys. Let's go.
Halfway there.
All right, I need
Thank you, John Bon Jovi.
Will you guys help me know if this thing I'm about to say is true or not true? Did the WNBA start today?
No. Preseason's been going
Preseason
on.
has been going.
Okay, cool. Okay, sweet.
Okay.
Yes.
Because we'll be taking more on Caitlin Clark everything.
So I think we do
every
that
day.
every
Caitlin
time.
Clark
Every
over
day.
everything.
So
everything.
there's preseason, and Caitlin Clark plays at 5:30, 21.5. I think I'm just going to take the more.
I would.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Van doesn't even have his headset on. He's like, yeah, definitely take the more.
I had to have a sip of my Mexican lager here at Rio Bravo Brewing
All
Company,
right, so
baby.
we're taking, what did I say, Caitlin Clark more?
More.
More.
Okay. Now, the hard thing with the WNBA,
She had more points than minutes last game.
It was. She's unreal. Unbelievable player.
that's the only thing that's going to slow me down is if they don't play her a ton. But you're going to play her because everyone wants to see her.
Yep.
Okay. So I
If
got
they don't play her, we stop watching.
the 100%. We will stop watching. All right. So I'm just sneaking in a quick one with Caitlin Clark. So I have Josh Giddey, Isaiah's favorite player, more than 1.5
Whoa.
3-pointers.
It's Drake's favorite player.
Oh.
Kyrie Irving, more than 5.5 assists. That's a demon one.
Okay.
Caitlin Clark, more than 21.5 points. And Shohei, more than 9.5. Now, hear me out, boys. I can either flex play this or power play it. If I flex play it, that's 15.5 times. If I power play it 15.5 times. If I flex play it, it's only 10. What do you think I should do here?
And it's a 4-pack.
It's a 4-pack.
I like to power play the 4-packs. If you're not confident,
Take Kyrie out.
yeah,
That's the only one I'm
Protect.
worried about.
protect play that lineup.
All right,
And
I'm
do a
good.
flexi boy.
No, power play. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, we're in.
It's going all in, baby.
I also just snuck Shohei in there because he never misses.
Smart.
Whenever
guy's
we get
not
back
human.
from the break, Kyle Biederwolf joins us on the program. It's 2 Men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This message brought.
Clear.
Kyle Biederwolf joining us on the program. He's on the board of directors at the Boys and Girls Club. He is also, unfortunately, a Oklahoma City Thunder fan.
Fortunately,
Ooh.
big day for us. First time we're in the second round since I think 17.
Since you blew a 3-1 lead to my Golden State Warriors, if I recall.
That was a couple years before.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you got good players still, or just Josh Giddey?
No, we got a couple good players.
You got Chet Holmgren.
Oh, my
as
boy.
well, I refer to him as Victor White Bayamba.
I will say, when he was coming out of college, man, I don't know if anybody really liked that guy, the way he acted at Gonzaga, but he's really grown up, man. Watching him play, I'll die on this hill, but I think the Thunder are the most fun team in the NBA to watch this
That's
year.
what a fan of the Thunder thinks.
Yeah.
I guess so, I think that they play like an AAU team out there. They're all just young.
They're going to look like an AAU team whenever they play Minnesota next round.
Oh, so they're going to beat the Mavericks. That's what your guess is?
Hey.
Is the Prize Pick tomorrow on when Thursday going to be?
What's up? You
Thunder
playing Prize Picks or what's up? Hey,
Who
I might
you
tune in.
got today, Beebs?
yeah, did you use promo code KNML?
I did.
Did you do $100 or $69.69?
I did $100.
That's
Oh,
wild. I would
nice.
not have.
Nice.
Yeah, I would have done 69.
That's okay.
It's okay. I do need to upgrade my merchandise, though. I did walk in here in a Russell Westbrook jersey, and no one said anything. I'll out myself.
Yeah, out of pity, they didn't say anything.
Well, they probably
Yeah.
think because it's like what's that, turquoise? Is that the color? Turquoise?
Why not?
Okay. It's
Yeah.
turquoise like a Lobos jersey would be, and it has a 0 on it, which is the number of games they won in the NCAA tournament last year. So maybe people thought it was like an homage to that.
And
That's a
this
good
is
point.
when people turn off the radio, the Lobo fans.
Up? Did
I
you mean
think
to
that's
say
my cue
up?
to leave.
Did you say turn up?
It's,
I will say, though, the NBA playoffs thus far have been pretty great. Minnesota, though, man, very surprising. I can't believe they're going out. I thought that they'd probably push it to 6 or 7, but, oh, man, they're just killing
they
Denver.
haven't lost a game.
And
Yeah.
doing it last game 2, without their best defender.
Yep.
They kept Denver to 80 points without one of the best defensive
Did
players
they
in
get
the
to
league.
80? Because I turned it off before.
Exactly 80.
Oh, God.
I will-
Only 80.
I will say, too, that the Suns have been catching strays the last couple of weeks. But, they swept the Suns. Are the Suns not as bad as we all thought they were? If the Timberwolves are going into Denver and stealing 2 right away?
You think those were strays?
The Suns are still bad.
Yeah.
Suns are still bad.
Devin Booker is not bad.
The Suns as a team are bad.
Their ownership. That's it. That's the
Yeah.
end of that
All right,
sentence.
good news, boys. Update on the prize picks
Oh, all right. Let's go.
from OG friend of the show, Sandy K,
I like her.
who also doubles as my mother,
Yeah.
just informed me that Kyle Tucker just hit a home run,
Oh,
and that means already cleared one of my lineups.
Wow, what a great first name.
Boom.
Kyle, do you get it?
I think it meant Sandra.
Yeah, I would too. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for
I mean,
saying that
that's a
sweet thing.
If we did a Tom Brady style roast of your mom, it would be the most compliments ever given to a human being.
I don't think it would be a roast. It would just be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's the opposite of a roast? A glow up?
I will say we
That's accurate.
turned on the roast last night and maybe 9:30. We're like, oh, we'll knock this out. 3
It was
hours.
too
3
long.
hours.
Oh.
It's too
3
much.
hours, 11 minutes.
You could have texted me,
Ridiculous.
and I would have told you
The 3 jokes they told.
just
Yep.
to watch Nikki Glazer, Tony Hinchcliffe, and maybe Julian Edelman.
No,
Yep.
what was the black gal's name that was super funny?
Sam.
Sam something. That's the first time I've ever seen her in
Sam
anything.
J.
Yeah,
She was funny.
yeah.
I thought Nikki Glazer.
Nikki Glazer crushed.
Oh, I thought her.
Think she
pacing,
stole the
her-
show.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she was great.
I enjoyed it. I thought they were gonna like bubble wrap Tom Brady and make it less of a roast and more of like a coronation for his career. They gave it to him
Oh yeah.
as hard as they possibly could.
I will say I was disappointed. I stayed up, kept watching for Tom Brady's responses. A little bit weak towards the end. He came at Bill, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Bill was an easy target.
yeah. Kevin Hart was talking smack all night, and he didn't say anything back to him.
Kevin Hart, I think, has also become one tune.
Mhm.
I've seen Kevin Hart tell jokes before because I've seen everyone that tells jokes the exact same way as Kevin Hart tells jokes.
Yeah.
Like I get it. You're laughing before the punchline every time.
Mhm.
Like I get it.
I'm with you on this one.
Like tell the punchline.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm
I want to laugh with you.
yes. Like if you are funny, be funny.
Mm.
Like, don't just start to laugh and think I'm going to follow you down that path.
It was pretty funny, though, watching Drew Bledsoe walk up there and almost lose his mind, having to speak in front of 1 million people, man. The way he was shaking, it was. I thought just his overall being was kind of funny.
Did you feel that way? Because I didn't feel that way.
Oh, really?
I felt first overall NFL draft pick, playing on Sundays for a billion years.
Mhm.
I don't think it was stage whatever. I think he legitimately hates all of those people. I think he legitimately hates Bill Belichick. I think he legitimately hates the New England Patriots organization. I think he legitimately hates Tom Brady, the success, not the person.
Sure.
I have a question about Drew Bledsoe you all might be able to answer. And as a
Went to Washington State. Good question.
Dallas Cowboy fan, I feel like I should know the answer to this, but
Chat-
didn't Tony Romo, Tom Brady, Drew Bledsoe on the Cowboys too?
That's kind of correct.
Ish.
Yeah, that's kind of correct. But they had done some dumb stuff. They had like Chad Hutchinson, and they had, what was the other baseball player they had down there? The guy that was better, Drew Henson.
Yeah, the guy who was better in college than Tom Brady.
Yeah. Like, they had tried all the Quincy Carter.
Mhm.
You know, they were just at a thing where they just kept just throwing darts at a board, unless, of course, you're a transgender athlete. Then the Cowboys backed out. They would not throw darts.
Niche reference, but good segue.
I got you.
Yeah, thank you.
Just saying.
Mhm.
What time's Oklahoma play tonight?
7:30.
Have you ever been to a game?
Yeah.
In Oklahoma City?
Yeah. Back when it was Chesapeake, it wasn't Paycom.
Is that the same building?
Mhm.
Is there plenty of parking? I feel like that's a city that doesn't do anything.
I don't know. We Ubered there, but Oklahoma City is there. We were talking about stadiums earlier. Their city just approved a pretty big package to build a whole new downtown area that includes a brand new stadium.
Like a sportsplex or
Well,
like a
no, it's all industrial because they're going to build. Apparently, at the end of it, it's going to be the tallest building in the United States, taller than Sears Willis Tower in Chicago.
That seems like a smart thing to build in the middle of Tornado Alley.
Yeah, I know, so-
parking
Good job,
used to
pros.
be awful outside Oklahoma City Stadium, and then tornado just ripped apart a trailer park, and they just added more parking. It
Is that
was
what
very,
happened?
very convenient.
You're asking the wrong person.
Yeah.
I want Oklahoma City to be a more relevant city. It never will be.
I will say though, in terms of relevant teams, they did the rebuild. What was it? 2019. So 5 years ago is when they shipped off Russell Westbrook and Paul George. 5 years it took them to get back to number 1 seed in the West, playing again, hopefully deep into the playoffs. Sam Presti, man,
It would have been
genius.
faster if Chet wasn't built out of toothpicks.
This is Chet's first year that he's playing.
Yeah, because he didn't play last year because he was built out of toothpicks. Didn't he fall apart like in preseason game number 1, or am I making that up?
No, he got hurt during a summer game. He didn't even make
Oh
it to
my
preseason.
goodness.
That is accurate.
Why did he finish so far behind Victor Wembanyama in the Rookie of the Year voting?
Because Victor Wembanyama, there was no way to not give it to him.
If Oklahoma City doesn't win the championship this year, which they won't, they'll never ever win it because Minnesota and San Antonio and even a little bit Denver, these teams still exist.
But I don't know how you say that when we number 1 seed, the youngest team to ever be the number 1 seed,
Sure.
and we have like 37 draft picks over the next 9 years.
How many?
I was probably exaggerating.
If they draft Bronny James, I subscribe to what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying the number 1 seed in the West, and we're having a lottery.
That's
pick
the
next year.
the last piece they need.
Bronny James.
Is Bronny and LeBron Sr.
It'll be great because Bronny will be like Giannis's brother.
Exactly.
He'll get in for 30 seconds a game. Say he got in.
Let's go.
It's liberal.
Josh Sushan joins us after the break. Good job.
Go Thunder, baby.
When they are playing tonight, there's an actual tip-off.
7:30. Thunder and 6. You heard it here first.
Oh,
All right.
What is this, game 1?
Book it.
2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Welcome back to
Hey,
the
guys.
show. Welcome back to the program. Oh, did I miss it, Isaiah? My bad. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the program. Two Men On is live from Rio Bravo Brewing. It's across the street from Creamland, where we're giving away Isotopes tickets next Thursday. And you guys know how much Albuquerque loves free stuff. So people are coming up. They are here. People are here taking the free stuff. Joining us on the program, friend of the show, Josh Sean, who has been the broadcaster for 9 Isotopes wins this year. Josh, welcome.
Hey, that's 9 more than you, Fred.
Got him.
I mean, maybe everything would change if I was part of the
Yeah,
thing.
it could be worse.
Yeah,
Well, we're never going to find out, right?
that's
Nice.
okay. 2 in a row.
I'm coming in hot today, aren't I?
Yeah, well, you had 2 weeks at home to get all jazzed up to go down to your favorite place, El Paso. You turncoat jerk.
Crickets.
My favorite thing about El Paso is when the cell phone breaks up because there's no service and I don't hear a word. Being here.
All right, Josh, you just go on a diatribe then. We'll listen. Isotopes baseball tonight. Go.
Okay, so I'm going to pretend like this is the question that Fred would ask me if I could hear Fred. And Fred would say something like, hey, Jay, so, the boys have been playing well, and, what's it going to take? Like, what's been the problem, Mel? I mean, you're down there in the clubhouse, like rile them up, or, like, what's going to be the situation, Jay? And my response would be, I actually talked to Pedro Lopez about this before today's game, and I said, what's the problem, and what needs to change? And they actually had a pretty lengthy closed-door meeting, and he didn't tell me everything, but he gave me a few pieces of a few nursels from the meeting. He said, number one, he thought the guys were spending too much time thinking about what's happening in the major leagues. It's no secret the Rockies are not playing well. When the major league team is not playing well, it's really easy to think, I'm going to be the next person to get called up. And he thinks that players are trying too hard and thinking too much about if they can just do this, today, tomorrow, the next day, then they're going to be in Denver. And he thinks it's had a negative effect. And he wants guys to go back to thinking about the major leagues right now for you is the Albuquerque Isotopes. So play every game as if you're in the major leagues right now and let all that other stuff take care of it. And I think that was just a really solid message that he had to the boys. And I don't know if it's going to drastically turn things around, but I appreciated how candid he was about that.
Well, we're just warming up for the second half of the season, correct? This was all in the game plan since the beginning of the year. We go through the motions in the first half. We formulate the team that we want for the second half, and we go out and, lack of a better term, we kick ass later.
Well, I appreciate Van's, Pollyanna view about this, but and I know that it's like 50-50, like serious, and 50-50, like joking, or maybe 99% joking. But that's actually like a terrible way of looking at it, because just because the team did that last year, they did that last year because they got a bunch of studs from AA that came up that made a difference. And so I actually think, if I can get on my soapbox here, I think there's way too much in baseball of guys who are like, it's a long season, we can't panic, we just got to keep doing our thing. And no, there needs to be an urgency from the very beginning of the season. There needs to be an urgency every day if you want to get to where you want to be, if you want to get to the big leagues, if you want to win in the major leagues. It is extremely hard and extremely competitive. And the idea of we're just waiting and defeat. No, regardless of whether it's a split season or a full season, guys need to be locked in and play their best all the time, immediately from day one. And it drives me crazy, actually, when I hear anybody around the sport be like, it's still early, no, if you got off to a great start, you'd be celebrating what a great start it is. Every game you win now, you don't have to win later. So, that's just a bad, it's fun for talk radio, but I hope that's not the thought process that players really have.
Josh, this is Carlos. We've met a few times. Thanks for the bat boy there. But I want to talk about Josh Rogers' last start. Josh Rogers had an outstanding outing. Did you get a chance to talk with Josh after that outing, and what'd you make of that amazing outing? It was a quick game that night, but Josh was chucking that night.
Yeah, so 7 innings. Anytime you pitch 7 innings in Albuquerque, that's an accomplishment, especially when you only allow 1 run over 7 innings. And Josh is a guy who's taking his lumps, between last year and this year, and he's had a problem keeping the ball in the ballpark. And the thing that I really respect about Josh is that he's going to compete like heck, whether he's giving up 5 home runs or whether he's pitching 7 innings of 1-run ball. He's going to be the same person. He's going to be the same competitor. He's going to be the same good teammate. He's going to be the same good guy to me and everybody else, to the ISOTOP staff and the fans. And he's just going to keep trying to find a way. And I love his mentality. I love the adjustments that he's made. I love that he's not afraid to throw strikes in Albuquerque, knowing that it might end up allowing 7 runs if he throws too many strikes. But I just really like his mentality. And, you wish that you had, 12, 13 guys like Josh Rogers on the staff.
Whenever at least you as the broadcaster are looking at this roster, do you think you see more wins, or do you think this is where this talent should be?
Well, so that's a two-pronged question, because you look at the lineup and you go, well, there's no way the lineup can be held down on a regular basis the way that it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They scored 1 run in each of the last 3 games. And there's just way too many guys with way too strong of track records that's not going to continue. The part that concerns you is, number 1 is the pitching, and number 2 is the defense. Now, the defense has actually gotten a whole lot better over the last 2 weeks, but they're still making way too many errors. There's still too many mistakes to get made. And then when mistakes get made, the pitchers are falling apart. And that's a problem. And then you look at the walks. You're like, okay, you're going to give up some cheap home runs. Your ERA is always going to be higher in Albuquerque. But you look at the pitchers and you go, okay, who's going to turn around? Who's better than this? Who's been beaten down so much by this that it's not going to get better? Or who do you know it is going to get better? I'm excited about the 2 new pitchers that we have, including Tyler Danish, who pitches tonight. We're already in the point where it's like, okay, this guy was pitching well in the Mexican League, bring him to the States. That's Tyler Danish, who's tonight. Another guy, Peyton Battenfield, he's had 2 pretty good starts so far since joining us. And so you look at that and you start to think, hey, this is a performance-based business. How many of these guys are going to be around 2 weeks from now, a month from now, 2 months from now? If they don't turn it around, then they're on the doorstep of having jobs like you and me.
Sush got 2 straight weeks at home. Thank you, by the way. I've had a blast at Tope Stadium the last 2 weeks. What about the players? Do they feel recharged that they didn't have to go anywhere for 2 weeks and taking that energy in this stand?
I think that for the players, the part that's most energizing is that we've had now 4 consecutive real true day offs on Monday. Right? Because when we play El Paso, we bust down the day of the game, which was this morning. So we had yesterday a full day off. We had a full Monday off in the middle of the homestand. Before that, we came back from El Paso on a Sunday. So it's very rare in professional baseball to get a real full true day off. A lot of times on days off, you're still traveling. So to get 4 of them in a row is really good for the mind, body, soul, all that kind of stuff. That's not always going to happen. Just about every Monday the rest of the season is going to be some sort of travel day, especially once we get into the time of the year where teams don't want to schedule day games on Sundays because it's too hot, which means you play a Sunday night game, and that means you leave Monday morning. So I hope that we all enjoyed it, because it's going to change very soon here. And I think that that's just good, whether you want to get away and go fishing or go play golf or just like binge watch Netflix all day. I think that's good for the boys.
So, huge bonus being home 2 weeks in a row. Huge hit to the schedule that you got to go to El Paso twice in a month. Like, is this some kind of punishment with a nice little reward in the middle? I don't understand.
And then we go back a third time in a couple months from now too. Yeah. For the most part, the teams that are closest to you play them the most. And the fact that we can bus to El Paso means that the schedule makers want us to play as often as possible, because that's more convenient.
The last one is a big one, and that was yesterday as the Isotopes Sunday, as the Isotopes pulled over 12,000 at Isotopes Park for Mariachi Night, a fun Cinco de Mayo celebration. I know your hand in a lot of the big theme celebrations throughout the season. Did you have a role this past Sunday?
Very little role at all. No, it's all of my extremely talented coworkers who work extremely hard in order to put on that and Little League Night on Saturday and the kids' matinee 3 times the last 4 days. We had over 11,000 fans. Our fans are amazing. If there's ever an indication that your win-loss record should not affect your attendance, just look what the Isotopes did the last 4 days.
Leading all of AAA and minor league baseball in attendance are the Isotopes. Josh's pregame interview with Hilo is after this. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, guys. We'll do it again Thursday.
Thursday it is.
You got a deal.
Carlos, good job today.
Thank you guys for having me on, as always.
Do you want to say hi to your grandma or no?
Yeah, sorry, Grandma M, about not recognizing you earlier in the show. I love you. Thank you for listening.
I like that a lot. Isaiah, final words?
Great show today. Thank you guys.
You can do better. Van?
Well, you know we're going to be at the YMCA tomorrow. Come out to the McLeod location, get a free month on me, and make sure you check out the opening drive tomorrow morning with Jeff and JJ.
Enjoy Isotopes baseball. Good job, everyone. GG.
See you tomorrow, Rookie.